Giant sculptures, Boundary Waters blues, and live music from Germaine Gemberling and Rich Mattson. Get your fix with the playlist.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
These two artists combine their songwriting and musical talents to create honest and original songs. And they're here in the WDSE studio. Please welcome Germaine Gemberling and Rich Mattson to the playlist.
Like a roar of thunder coming down the tracks, a world of wonder traveling so fast, which keep me wondering if you're coming back. Keep me wondering if you're built to last. A lonesome drifter, sing your song tonight. No need to whisper, your light shines so bright, but you keep me wondering if you're coming back. You keep me wondering if I hold it in my hands. Night it grows so long, waiting for the dawn. Matter right or wrong, this train here is gone. The past, when I call your number, allowing you to pass, but you keep me wondering if you're coming back. You keep me wondering if you're built to last. Night it grows so long, waiting for the dawn. Matter right or wrong, this train here is gone. Like a roar of thunder coming down the tracks, a world of wonder traveling so fast, but you keep me wondering if I really can. You keep me wondering if I hold it in my hands.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. There's music, more music, amazing masks made by Mary Plaster, and more right after a quick trip to the Minnesota Discovery Center.
This talks about the actual subject of the Grace photograph. He was actually an immigrant from Sweden, and he pedaled for a living. and he was basically just pulled off the street. Well, I'm Tammy Jensen. I'm the Engagement and Events Manager here, and this exhibit specifically the significance of grace. This is the history of grace, so we've got some discussion on over here beginning in Bovee and Eric Enstrom's studio. It talks a little bit here about that. Shows some pieces of photography done by him back then. And here we have a little bit about tinted photography, where they actually did paint a little bit on the photographs to add some color in. And then on here it talks about how grace evolved and gives some different pieces on that, including some pamphlets from those times. And then on this side we have the other aspect of our grace exhibit, where we asked regional photographers to share with us what grace means to them today. And it was really neat to get the wide variety of what grace is to them. The grace exhibit is here until the 31st of July, and you can get more information by visiting our website, mndiscoverycenter.com.
Inspired is how I describe our next guest. He's inspired by the blues. Mike Jankovic is here to fill us in on the Boundary Waters Blues Festival. Welcome to the playlist, Mike.
Inspired. How do I follow that up?
So,
good to be here.
How did you imprint on the blues in the first place?
Being from Chicago, I guess, I used to go see Junior Wells and, all the guys down there and all the blues clubs down in Chicago. And I moved up north and missed it, so brought it with me,
So how did this whole festival get started? How long has it been around?
I lost a bet initially. No,
You got the short stick?
Yeah, the Resort Association wanted me to bring something to the Ely area initially, and then it grew from there. And since, for 9 years, we did it in the Ely-Winton area. Moved over to Grand Rapids last year, and I think it's taken hold in Grand Rapids. Okay. People seem to really like it.
Okay, so what makes a blues festival, and particularly in a smaller community? It's not Chicago waterfront, it's not Duluth. This is kind of special. It's just somewhere else.
Special is one way to put it. It's difficult to do it in a smaller market. I'll say that because I'm not Johnny concert promoter or anything. I like what I do. I love the music, and it's just a matter of hiring the bands that you like and good people follow. I mean, it's like my big backyard party. Everybody comes out. Everybody has a great time. We have a great crowd, and the artist, like Bernard Allison, for instance, who's going to be with us this year, took a shine to our festival and is helping me get some of the bands that normally I wouldn't be able to get to. And the artists like it, the people like it. It's fun.
It's got to be challenging, though. I mean, I know that you work hard at it.
I'm tired,
I'm tired. It's coming up pretty quick, right?
Yeah, it's come 23rd, 24th, 25th, right around the corner.
So what has to be done between now and then?
Mary, my partner in this, has a lot of work to do. I'm just going to kind of coast now that I've hired the bands. No, just some site prep and getting out there, and all year long you push it uphill, and at this point you just kind of let it roll and see what happens. I've got the good weather scheduled.
Excellent.
So that's not going to be a problem. It should be
all right. Whenever you throw anything on an outdoor stage, but you have big tents, tell me kind of how it works that way.
This is our first year for tents.
Okay.
Well, we have tents, smaller tents, but we got like a 60 by 90 wedding hangout with a stage tent, and other bands. We're hiring some local bands that'll be performing in the tent, which will be nice. Excellent. And some of the jam parties afterwards will be in the tent, and there's just no telling what's going to go on in those tents. I can't even imagine, honestly.
Okay, but the local Itasca County Sheriff's Department knows all about this, right?
They're all good. I mean, we have a great crowd. Never any problems.
That's excellent. Tell me a little bit about the local connections, what bands or what local folks might see on stage.
Can I cheat?
Sure, absolutely.
Because I forget. We have 20 bands this year. I forget sometimes. Cool. Legal Outlaw, a local band, Chris Hansen and Friends. Chris Hansen is a guy who played for us. Actually, we did a talent show in Ely, and he was one of the finalists in that, so I hired him for that. The Grand Rapids High School Band is going to be playing with one of our musicians, and we've got Two Bit Mojo and One Man Johnson and people I haven't heard of. I've heard them play, and they're good, and I just thought it'd be good to offset some of the harder driving blues music with some different stuff in the tent, and it'll be all good.
So why is blues music, why does it make you feel happy? Why does it make you feel good?
Well, get back with me on Sunday after the event and see if it makes me happy. No, it's a feeling. Blues music is a feeling, and I don't know how to describe it. It's something you feel. It's not something you can really talk about. It's not something you could put into words. Come on out and feel what I'm talking about. That's the only way you can do it.
Well, thank you for coming over to the playlist tonight, and good luck, and may you have that good weather.
And by the way, pay off for being a live studio audience. Everybody's getting tickets.
Cool.
See?
That's
round
a
of
pretty
applause
good
for
deal.
free tickets.
Yay!
Right? Thanks, Karen.
Thank you. Awesome. Have a good festival. Now, that festival starts Thursday, June 23rd, and runs through Saturday. And Mike guarantees that good weather. And you can get more information online at rangeblues.com. Now, if you're in Grand Rapids this weekend, you'll run into the Judy Garland Festival. And in Virginia, it's the Land of the Loon. The festival kicks off with live music at the 218 Friday night. There's a parade Saturday morning and a big art fair in Alcott Park through Sunday afternoon. Now, giant masks, sculptures, and puppets, they're part of Mary Plaster's artistic landscape. She draws on all sorts of traditions to create artwork with mass, and usually with a message.
It's very interesting because I thought the room was really small, but we brought all these gods in here and it actually seems bigger. My name is Mary Plaster, and I'm a multimedia artist. I was an art student and I got to study a lot of different types of art, but something about the paper mache has really gelled for me for about 10 years now. So I've done a lot of what you would call protest puppetry with parades and things like that. And then sometimes theater, just theater. And other times I've used it as sculpture on the wall. So sometimes the sculptures move and sometimes they don't.
I didn't know it was going to be here, and I walked in and went, oh my gosh.
The name of the exhibit is Paper Gods.
I love it. It's one of the best shows I've seen.
The most recent ones are actually from the Odysseys, so there's actually gods. And so this is Zeus, and he's the king of the gods. And then we have Helios, who's the sun god, and he rides in a chariot behind the horses. So we depicted him coming head-on with the horses. And then we have Poseidon, who's god of the sea. And Gaia is something that I made a couple years ago, but it fits right in with the Greek gods. She was god of the earth, so it's an earth god. And then Death, who's an icon, you know, for, we use him for the Day of the Dead, All Souls Night that we do in the depot every November. And then next door we have the Green Man.
It just takes over the whole room, and there's a few customers that feel a little claustrophobic, but I think most of the customers love it.
Well, this is the sculpture of Helios, the sun god. Sculpture first, and then the tedious layers, anyone at all can come and help me with this, and that's what we call the art is meditation part, where it's very repetitious. Something small, like a small mask, would take maybe 4 layers, and this, I'm probably comfortable with 6 layers. Something like this would normally take about 8 layers. After it's dry, then I become a painter and paint them. So it's really the best of all worlds for me. I like all media. I work with an after-school program in St. Paul. So I've done that for about 4 years. And it's about a 5-week process where we brainstorm an idea, we make it and paint it, and then we rehearse with it, and they end up downtown St. Paul with the paparazzi in their faces as they go down the street. So it's just a really wonderful thing that they get that I don't think they're getting anywhere else. I've been in a lot of different parades, and some are about joy and some are about protest or mourning. So I guess you can not be happy with the way the world is, and you can express that, but then more importantly, you can project an image of maybe what you'd want the world to be.
If you're intrigued by Mary's work, her masks are up at Beaners Central in West Duluth, and the show will close with live music and more on Tuesday, July 5th. And she's working on masks for a production of Into the Woods at the Duluth Playhouse this summer. Now, Mary has some kindred spirits in Grand Marais. They're preparing for their annual solstice pageant as we speak, and it'll feature handmade puppets and stilt walkers. This year's theme is Never Mind. The show is at 8 o'clock Saturday night near the North House Folk School on the Grand Marais waterfront. You can find more information on the events mentioned in the show and make your own suggestions on our website. That's theplaylistonline.org. You can also be in our studio audience. Join these folks by giving us a call to reserve your free ticket. Now, the artwork in our gallery tonight is from Brian Ravala. He's a photographer with a passion for sharing his craft. As the founder of the Duluth Photography Institute, he's scheduling exhibits and workshops all the time. And now please welcome back Germaine and Rich. And guys, do you want to introduce this song for us?
Yeah, this is a song off my self-titled acoustic album called Wait a While.
Frostbitten fingers and a heart that's gone cold. This plaster cast carcass has broken its mold. Frozen rivers of veins, vast mountains of pain. Glaciers melt in the rain. The taste of sea salt remains. These heavy limbs hang in the wind, suspended by dead weight. The icy cracks this broken back had all it can take. Nancy yanks a daily pranks oasis awaits. Numb now in time and how it seems to sedate. To walk the earth and you shatter the soil. Time hesitates, wait a while. And when you think that you've walked your last mile, time hesitates, wait a while. Don't you know that this garden never grows? The weeds took over a long time ago. These calluses and thickened skin seem more lost than win. The silence has grown deafening, and you know how it ends. Endless suffering, haphazard bliss, grand restructuring, and how it fails. To walk the earth and you shatter the soil. Time hesitates, wait a while. And when you think that you walked your last mile, time hesitates, wait a while. Don't you know that this garden's overgrown? The weeds took over
Well, we're honored that you guys are here, so thank you for making the trip down from Sparta.
Thank you for
Yes.
having us.
Absolutely. Thanks
Yeah,
for having us.
thank you guys so much. So you both have incredible backgrounds in music. Germaine, literally a girl punk rock band.
Yep, the age of 17. Yep.
Fantastic. And Rich? Glenn
About
Russell's?
17 different bands, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So how does that experience help you today? You know, particularly you're writing the music now.
Yeah, I just was luckily exposed to a lot of good music in my years and upbringing at a young age, and ran into some really great people that I got to play music with. And as I grew into different tastes of music, and not doing the punk rock so much anymore, but still like to make some rock music. But teamed up with Rich in about 2007 to start making some music and recording at a studio, and then we just started collaborating. I'd bring a lot of my songs to him, and he'd help me arrange them and make them sound a lot better.
Oh, that's what teamwork is about. And I know you write music as well. So does that help when Germaine brings a song? You can kind of imagine where she's going, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think we work well together. I just kind of, she'll have an idea and, you know, a verse and a chorus, and I'll, you know, try to help add some space to it and dimension, and, you know, let's try a solo here or harmonica. And I just hear harmonies a lot, too, in her music.
Yeah, your harmonies are beautiful. That is really a neat thing. So are you recording this? Is there a new CD coming out I should know about?
There is always something in the works. It's just a matter of getting it all put together and
Germaine
ready.
has an acoustic CD out, and we just finished a electric CD.
Yeah.
And the band is called Junk Boat,
And we've
the
got
4-piece band.
some great players, David Loy and Al Schroeder, who play some awesome music on that with us, and get together and have a lot of fun with that too. So
It's just fun. And what inspiration, they gave me about 30 seconds. Where's your inspiration come from? Just living, being out there, your garden?
I do kind of feel like ever since I've lived up north, I get more of it all the time, because I just think my surroundings inspire me, you know, and that's kind of where the energy is being pulled from. So, yeah.
So she grew up in the cities.
Yeah,
in
the big
St. In
city.
St. Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. And I know you're playing tonight at the Brew House.
Yep, Vickers Brew
Tonight at
House.
the Brew House.
So I better get out of the way and let you guys get going. But you got one more song for
Yep,
us,
can
so
do
thank
one more.
you
It's
for
a new
that.
one.
And thank you for watching tonight. Have a great weekend, and remember to go out and support live local art. We'll see you next time.
Searching for something you knew all along, living your life like the words in your songs, chasing a dream, chasing the sun, a couple of grown-ups trying to have fun. It's shine a hat in the snow, and windmills wave. It's time to come home. Welcome home, my dear. Welcome home. Welcome home, my dear. Welcome home. Through my last dime in this wishing well, set sail to a mind searching for something you knew all along, living your life like the words in your songs, chasing a dream, chasing the sun, a couple of grown-ups trying to have fun.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and by viewers like you.